Hello and welcome. Can you hear us? Right now, there is no one.
Wait, did you talk to Pramod? What number did you tell about yesterday?
He said like 40, more than 40.
40.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
Yeah.
Because July, which is a bigger season. Yeah. Right. Hello?
No, I think nobody's sound came yesterday.
No, no, they will just type. Sound is going there. Hello, has someone joined us?
Hello and welcome. Can you hear? Keep like that.
Hello, Rakesh. This is Professor Madhu Belur, and I am Amit Sethi. We are here at Electrical Engineering IIT Bombay, and for the next hour, we will answer your queries about the department, about the admission process, and so forth. So, if you have any questions, hello, Bhuvnesh. Good morning. Please, you can type your questions in the chat box, and we will try to answer. Can you hear us well? Rakesh, Bhuvnesh, others who have joined, can you hear us well? Okay. So the first question is by Rakesh. Actually, dates of IIT Bhilai and IIT Bombay are overlapping. Can you please guide which one I should prefer? Guide with advantages and disadvantages. That's a difficult question to answer. It depends on what you think, what your chances are at IIT Bombay. That will dictate quite a bit about whether.
What my colleague yesterday responded to somebody else for a similar question was that you should not view it as a disadvantage. After all, you're competing with people, and the people are getting split across two IITs, sometimes more than two IITs also. So it is indirectly an advantage also. Otherwise, you would have to compete with more number of people because they all will come to one IIT only. You should choose the place where you think you'll have a higher chance, or where you are really more keen in joining a particular research area, for example. We have one more colleague with us here, Professor Jaykrishnan Nair. What? What?
Camera angle. My camera is not
Acha.
visible.
No.
I think it's fine. Fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if interviewed for TA and TAP, but not set for TAP, yeah, everybody who opts, this closely depends on the choices that you fill when you are here. There will be this is about the question about by Bhuvnesh, if one is interviewed for TA and TAP, but if one is not selected for TAP, does that person still be considered for TA? So answer to the question is very much yes. And between TA and TAP, what is your higher choice depends on how you fill the choices when you come here, and detailed instructions for that will be given when you come here after the written test.
Vivek is asking, sir, I applied for EE and VME. Both are having same date and time for written test. VME is
But
here. ESP.
and he typed B by mistake.
Are you talking about electrical or biomedical?
If the exam is at the same time inside IT, we try to coordinate to a large extent. From our side, we are open. The other department also has to agree to have the two exams in serial. only for those few people for whom there's a clash. For the rest of the people, it will happen at the same time.
You send an email to us, we will try to coordinate with the other department. You can copy both departments simultaneously, and then we'll coordinate with them.
So Elma George has an exam has a query. She submitted the application college teacher category. Can I change to full time? This we are governed by rules about this. I do not recall the rule. When you come here, we can ask the relevant person. I would suggest that you appear for the exam to the best you can, and one can decide about this soon after the exam. There is nothing to be done before you come here for this particular change.
Regarding career in signal processing, how will be our future after PhD in this area? So, after signal processing, or for that matter, after any PhD, there are several choices of careers that are available to you. So, there might be a prevailing myth that you can only become a professor in that area after PhD, but that is certainly not true. There's lots of industry within India and abroad that hire people with PhDs, and not just in the core area, but also the other sectors like banking, even management consulting hire people with PhD backgrounds. You can also start your own startup. You can also go into a social service sector. So it's not just one that you are boxed into one category because you do a PhD. You get a certain kind of training. You are boxed into one category because you do a PhD. You get a certain kind of training with a PhD. After that, the choices are quite broad.
You are not restricted to work in signal processing. You're not restricted to work in the academia. Once you complete your PhD, you really have a lot of options open beyond that point. I know people who have done a PhD in physics who then do analytics at Facebook or at Wall Street, right? What you're looking for is basically a certain problem solving ability that develops over time. So you're not necessarily wedded to that particular area that you did your PhD in going forward.
Asking this time E for microelectronics is striked off, does it mean that it is unavailable for research? So that's not true. Actually, it has been split into two further areas. So
Areas used to be within the umbrella of microelectronics, one of them on the device side and the other on the integrated circuit side. Now it's just that we have created two separate groups uh, for each of these areas because they are fairly different in the kind of tools and the kind of machinery that they use. So it's just that the old microelectronics area has basically been split into two for the purpose of PhD admissions. So solid state devices is new and integrated circuits and systems is new.
I would like to add that the names of the groups and the six groups are most relevant for MTech students who get a MTech degree in a specialization. For PhD, these are very hazy walls. They are not binding on a PhD student in any cases. So research scholars need not be concerned about this new splitting.
Vivek is talking about the exam time that E is 9 to 12 and BME is 10:30 to 12. So we can discuss this with BME and see how this can be worked out.
In any case, you turn up for the earlier one in electrical in this case. So after you come here, we will be able to take care. We do expect that BME will also agree to this cooperation, but till now it has been happening. So I think it should work out.
Anil is asking, sir, please explain the difference between RA and TA post. Also, I have a query that will we get financial assistance from MHRD for
You can get only one assistance, either from MHRD or from a project. Two sources of income is not allowed.
Also asking the difference between TA. So TA positions are called teaching assistantship positions. These are funded by MHRD, right? RA positions are called research assistant positions. These are funded by a particular research project, right? So in the TA category, if you get selected in the TA category, then your funding comes from MHRD. If you get selected in the RA category, then the project that is hiring you will basically be paying your salary. These salaries actually are fairly comparable. It's just that the sources of the salaries are different, right? And yeah, you will get selected in one or the other. After your exam, you will have a chance to choose between various openings that we have, including TA positions and RA positions. You will be admitted into only one of these.
Please suggest which subject I should prepare for signal processing and wireless communication. Uh, right. So there's a syllabus that has been put up. You have to basically follow that syllabus for the written test. Uh, Pradeep is asking, sir, what are research areas under solid state devices? So let's wait a few more minutes. If we have faculty from solid state devices who will show up in this room, then they can best answer. Till then, if they don't show up, then we will try to answer that.
I encourage you to look. So we do have. So you will on our website be easily able to find out a list of the faculty members who work in solid state devices. You should actually be able to look up just online what kind of work they're up to, what kind of papers they're writing, what kind of topics they are investigating. So that should be easy to find out.
If a particular professor's web page doesn't seem that it has been updated in the last 2 years, then you can always search them on Google Scholar, and you will find what are the latest publications coming from their group, uh, as in solid state devices or in any other group, and you will get to know what kind of things they are working on. So, next question is, what are the documents required during the interview? So there is a list of documents that you must have gotten that email about what documents to bring. Uh, it requires all the degree certificates.
I do not know. If I have not received it, we can share it. I think we can ask you.
Right. So did you get any list of documents that need to be brought? Okay. Right. 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 So actually, right. So by regulation, what every